Welcome back to this series called The West Wing and the Bible with Blackham and Batstone. I reckon you've watched some of the other ones, so I don't need to say the introduction bit anymore. Unless you haven't, in which case, welcome. And we're two Christians that love the West Wing. And we're just talking about its presentation of Christianity in the Bible, and we are chipping away through this episode called The Portland Trip, Season 2, Episode 7.
You understand that gay partners will be permanently ineligible for survivor benefits, Medicare, Medicaid?
Which the government can't afford to pay out anyway.
So we caught a break there.
57% of the people.
There, Josh is worried that gay couples aren't going to receive the same benefits in society as straight couples, to which we both say, well, they jolly well should, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and I think sometimes there's this idea, it goes back to something that we've hit a few times in these discussion times, is this idea that Christians want to force everybody in society, regardless of whether they're Christian or not, church or not, or anything, that they must, by force of law, behave like church people do. And furthermore, they should be kind of punished if they don't and all this other thing. That isn't the Christian mentality at all. Like, banning, for example, making homosexuality illegal, the vast majority of Christian nations down through history never did that. That is something that happened in the 19th century. Because in the 19th century, when really the concept of a strongly Christian society is gone, it's been replaced by an Enlightenment thing. That was more of an Enlightenment kind of move to go, right, let's start legislating about people's relationships and things like that. It's like, no, don't do that. Let's just leave it. Forget it. And the idea that you would say, right, and if you don't fall in line with our view of morality and things, regardless of where... Because the only thing we're really worried about is, do people love and trust the Lord Jesus and live for him? It's like, it doesn't really matter whether they are trying to behave like a Christian or not trying to behave. That's got nothing to do with the ultimate issues we're involved in. So this idea, I mean, Josh is like right to be alarmed at this idea that it's like, oh, so people who don't go along with this agenda of trying to force to behave like Christians, whether they are or not, should be denied services in society or like government benefits withheld from them and things like that. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Like, that isn't, what's that about? You can't, like, do that. Say, no, because Christians, church, has lived in cultures and societies all over the world down through history that these cultures and societies really don't think of a Christian view of marriage. Think of the Greeks, the Romans, pagan nations all over the world. They never believed in a Christian view of marriage and things. But church didn't go, right, let's start like trying to sign petitions to get people arrested for doing this, that, and the other. They're like, no, our job is we want to win people, hearts and minds to the way of Jesus. I guess there might come a point where you've got so many people like that the mood of the culture is quite Christian. But the idea that you can bring about real justice and joy and love, and if love is the most important thing, love the Lord your God with everything you've got and then love people that way, you can't legislate that.
There have been some times where Christians have been unkind, unfair, repressive, and to that we say sorry.
Yeah, it's that has been a terrible mistake when Christians, and they still do it actually, like have this belief, if we could get hold of legislative power and impose our Christian things would be better. I would say, no, when Christians have done that, it's been pretty bad, you know, killing monarchs or imposing things, and it just leads people to resent them and creates more harm. And exactly, Christians have sometimes done those sorts of things, either at the legislative level or even at the informal level, just being nasty to people who are not Christians and not following the Christian way, just being nasty to them. Whereas Jesus is like, don't judge people like that. And don't, like, and the pearls before swine thing, where it's like, he's like, don't just be going on at people as well. Leave them alone. If they don't want to hear what you've got to say, leave them alone.
Yeah. So that's another little bit done from Season 2, Episode 7, The Portland Trip. But there's yet more to come next time, so we'll see you soon.